All right, I'm going to do these for you, and that way you can check your answers. And then your assignment today will be a photo attachment of some more problems of practice here. These are all called one-step equations, meaning in one step you've solved for them. Now, there's a little caveat to that if it's got the negative sign. Those could technically fall into two-step, but really these are considered one-step equations. So you'll get some practice, and then we'll be moving into two-step equations. Okay, so let's solve these here. Okay, so you have to isolate the variable. So we need to move the 26 on the other side of the fence. Let's cancel out, and we get 38. X is 38. Number 2, I may have went down on the board, so I'm just wrote them, so you may have to look. But this is the second one that I had you do. Subtract 13. Subtract 13. Those cancel out, and we've got negative 15. Okay, negative 2 minus 13 is negative 15. Okay, on this one, we're going to subtract 15, and we get negative y. That's a negative y because these are positive variables. This one's negative at this point, and we get negative 18. Now, this is what I was talking about. There's technically another step, so if we drop the negative here, we're going to drop the negative here. Y is 18. Okay, same thing here. Subtract 12, negative g equals 3. And if we're moving or changing this variable, we need to change this variable. So we moved it over here. Okay. So maybe that's one way of looking at it. If you change that one, then change that one. If you change that one, then change that one. Okay. And then we get into some multiplication division ones. So instead of multiplying by 2, you're going to divide by 2. Okay. Instead of multiplying by negative 4, you're going to divide by negative 4. And a negative divided by a negative is positive. Okay. Instead of dividing by 5, we're going to multiply by 5. X is 15. Instead of dividing by negative 2, we're going to multiply by negative 2. And those cancel out. And negative times a negative is positive. Okay, instead of multiplying by negative 3, we're going to divide by negative 3. And a positive divided by a negative is negative. And then instead of multiplying by negative 4, instead of dividing by negative 4, we're going to multiply by negative 4. And a positive times a negative is negative. All right, so it gives you a sample of all the kinds that you'll see on these one step. And so I'll give you some more practice here on this photo attachment that you'll do for your assignment, but check your work. And I know I did those kind of fast, but that's if you've got them and you know them. But if you need to slow them down and go through that, you can. And have a really good weekend, guys. Getting towards the end. Yay! All right.